Studies and data show that women, to a greater extent than men, travel shorter distances and have a trip pattern that's called trip chaining, meaning having multiple stops during the chores and the things we need to do during the day, whereas men have a more simpler A to B travel pattern, but travel longer distances. And so for those shorter trips with many stops, cycling is actually perfect. In March last year, we published a study called Gender and Smart Mobility, and the purpose was to create awareness about the gender differences that we actually see in transport and mobility. Because a lot of people working in the sector and outside the sector think that transport and mobility are gender neutral, but it isn't. And we wanted, through data and knowledge, shed light on this topic. In the survey that we conducted, when it came to cycling, the challenges and concerns that were identified was the first one was weather, the second one was traffic safety, and the third one was traveling with groceries and bags. And for the first one, it was almost equal men and women, but when it came to the second, traffic safety, significantly more women than men identified traffic safety as a challenge and a concern. And also more women than men identified traveling with groceries and bags. And the share of women cycling in a city is actually an indicator for how safe it is to cycle in a city, because research shows that women in general are more averse to risk than men when it comes to cycling. Women simply won't cycle if it's not safe. We're kind of smart that way, you could say.
I think I've experienced that a lot. The men is more risk takers, and women more sort of, oh, is everything okay, you know, and giving signs and stuff. But it's all, of course, women can be bad in traffic too.
Traffic, like accidents and stuff, is also something that I'm scared of. I try not to think about it too much because I don't want it to stop me from using my bike, but it's still like very present in the day-to-day life.
They're doing a lot in the city, at least, for bikes. So that's really grateful. That's really nice.
Like luckily in Copenhagen we have a lot of biking lanes and also quite wide.
All over the place. I mean, it's just places where they see there's a lot of traffic and it's a bit dangerous, and there's a lot of bikes, and then after a while they make a lane. So they're very good at that in Copenhagen, I think.
One of the ways that you can really improve traffic safety for cyclists is to put in a network of protected bike lanes. The physical barrier that is separating the moving cars and the people on bikes is a key to creating that sense of safety. Here we are on Queen Louise's Bridge in Copenhagen. It's actually considered one of the busiest streets for cycling in the world, with up to 40,000 cyclists every day. And what you also see here is kind of the Danish design for protected bike lanes, even though here everything is wider than we usually see. But we have the sidewalk for the pedestrians, then we have a curb, and then we have the bike lane, and then we have a curb protecting against the moving cars. And that's kind of the standard design for protected bike lanes in Copenhagen and in Denmark. The backbone of a city for cycling is a network of protected bike lanes and streets with lower speed. It has to be coherent so that you can go everywhere, go from anywhere to everywhere, and it has to be intuitive so that you know where to place yourself and it's the same everywhere. On top of that, you can also cater for cyclists, like we cater for people when they, for instance, visit us in our house, come for dinner. As a city, you can design the city so cyclists feel welcome, making sure there's available and good quality bicycle parking, public air pumps to pump your tires. It can be footrests at the intersection that gives you a little rest if you're waiting for a green light. It can be cyclist counters that show you as a cyclist that you count, but also provides the city with data about cycling. Just those small design features that make you feel welcome and appreciated. But also, for instance, like the city of Copenhagen has very high quality cycling infrastructure, like the cycling bridges, like the bicycle snake, the Inner Harbour Bridge. They are not just cycling infrastructure, they're actually, an aesthetic and fantastic element in public space that show that even though cycling is less expensive than, for instance, car or public transport infrastructure, you should not have cheap solutions. That's something that is very important to cater for if you want women cycling.